Poop.
I just did it. Test it. Run it.
Poop.
Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 108. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. Today we're going to continue the arc of the Lovable Losers with the Tana the Bloodsower deck. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What's going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're on episode 2 of X in the arc of the Lovable Losers. Today we're going to play a deck, or talk about a deck, that I actually own in real life. Didn't realize it was as unpopular as it is.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about why.
Yeah. You said Tana the Buttsower.
Tana the Bloodsower.
Technically, Tana the Bloodsower.
It's technically, yeah, but we know what it really is. We know what they meant to say.
So another Gruul deck by Brando.
Surprise. Spoiler, there is a Decimate in this deck.
Yes.
Yep.
It's funny, we were talking before the show on, I think we were talking about it on the CCO Pre-Show. Tana the Bloodsower is like shittier Angry Omnath.
Yes. In every way, she does kind of the same thing. She's just shittier.
She's just, everything is worse.
Yeah,
Instead of being a 5/5, she's a 2/2. Instead of making like 5/5, she makes 1/1s.
Instead of making 5/5s for free, she makes them for attacking and hitting people.
In which she's gonna get blocked and killed because she's a 2/2.
Exactly.
Let's give her the official CCO read here so people know what we're talking about.
And then we'll ignore her and we'll be talking a whole bunch of other stuff. Tana the Bloodsower is a 2/2 elf druid for red, green 2. She has trample.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Whenever she deals combat damage to a player, you create that many 1/1 green sapling creature tokens, and she has partner. That is totally irrelevant for today.
You're not playing her with any of the other red-green partner commandees?
There aren't any red green partner commands.
There's only one.
That's so sad. And as soon as there is one, I'm going to put them in this deck, or her, or them.
I'm so pumped for monocolored partners that you can add to your current partner.
Are they doing that?
Well, no, not officially. I don't know if they are or not, but that's what I want. Like, I want Gruul, like you've got today, but with like an additional mono-red partner.
That'd be cool.
Or a mono-green partner, or a mono-black partner so you could play Jund. That'd be cool, right?
That'd be kind of neat. I dig that.
And you either make them like 1 or 2 or 3 mana and just make them super marginal and very corner case to that color's strategy, or you make them like 7 mana. So your main commandee is like your 2-color 3 or 4 drop one, like Tana or Timna or Thrasios or whatever, like super low to the ground. And then you've got like a big ass monocolor beater that also is very integral to that color's strategy.
That'd be kind of neat. I dig that.
Yeah. I think that would be super fun.
And you can't play the battle bond partners with things that they don't particularly partner with. Like I couldn't put a Toothy in with Tana.
Correct. Those are if the Commander 16 are the swinger partners, they can partner with anybody. They just dump their keys into a jar and go home with whoever's keys they pick up at the end of the night when they're hammered.
Right.
The Battle Bond ones are the monogamous partners.
Huh. They're like Hawk and Animal from the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, or like the Great Canadian Goose, breeds for life.
Have I ever talked on the show about how much I hate Canada geese?
Yeah, they're assholes.
I hate them so much.
Oh, speaking of Canada, Rebecca was driving into work yesterday morning. Giant moose right on the side of the road.
Awesome.
And it doesn't care about anything because nothing eats it, and you can't hit it with your car and survive. So like people are really careful when they know moose are out.
Yeah, they're super big and super mean.
They're so huge.
They're not actually mean, but they're cool.
If they got babies, they're mean because they will stomp you until you're dead.
And flat.
Like flat because they weigh like 1,900 pounds.
Yeah.
You ever seen a cow? Yeah, put it on stilts and then like add 50% more weight.
And then strap a big tree branch to its head.
2 tree branches.
Well, maybe it's just one like big crazy one.
Yeah, like a driftwood stump.
Yeah. Everybody's seen those. They're on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except it's like taped to its head like a helmet.
They're so huge, but they're very good to eat.
That they are. And they're cool to look at. I have a stuffed one from when I was a kid.
Oh, it's like you have a taxidermy one? Where is it? It wouldn't fit in your house.
I want one of those big raptor statues for my yard someday. That's
yeah.
my goal, like squad goals. I'm going to dress them up like a pirate.
Yeah, you could dress them up for every holiday.
I guess I could do that, too. I just figured I'd dress them up like a pirate and just stay like that.
Yeah.
That'd be good, too.
Very much. Hey, let's talk about something magic related.
Okay. Like what?
Well, let's start with social media coordinates.
Okay, we are CCO Podcast and CCO Brando on Twitter and tappedout.net. That's where you can see this week's list, last week's list, next week's list, and any other list that we talk about throughout the course of the show. Or commandercookout@gmail.com. That's where you can send us love mail, hate mail, show suggestions, lovable losers you'd love to see covered in this arc, but no nudes.
We got some lovable losers, one of which we already covered way back in the day. We didn't even know he was a lovable loser at that time.
Who was it?
The guy from Legends that taps to give +2/+2 to something. Tulsum Wolflock, Tulsimir.
Oh, the Infect deck we did. We did her when she had 0 lists.
Was that a thing?
Yep. She's the floating head.
Yeah, the floating head that looks like a Triceratops.
Also Gruul.
Yeah. Because those red infectors, eh? They're super good.
You can also find us online wherever better podcasts are found. That's your Google Play, your iTunes, your Podomatics, your Spotifys, your Podbeans, and any other place where you can get your podcasts. You can also check us out over on edhrec.com or flipsidegaming.com, where you can use specialty CCO promo code CCOFU to get 10% off your entire order store-wide. Or if you missed any of that, you can find a more complete list on the contacts page over on the official home of Commander Cookout Podcast on the entire internet, commandercookout.com.
CommanderCookout.com also outlines our latest deck giveaway on the giveaways page. How to enter, how many entries you get for certain things, like following us on Facebook, subscribing on YouTube, leaving a comment on one of our YouTube videos. And this arc, you say this is deck, what are we on, 3 of X or 2 of X?
2 of X.
2 of X. This arc, actually, I got lots of stuff planned for this arc, dude.
It's going to be a good one.
I got to show you. It's going to carry over into next month, but we are partnering with fellow Canadian podcasters, Commander's Brew, and last week, we talked about this on the CCO Pre-Show. Last week, we weren't actually allowed to say why we were partnering with them, but now we can.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you go check them out on April 4th at 8 p.m. EST. What does that mean? Eastern Standard Time?
Yes.
Yeah, we have Central Time. Our time never changes.
Yeah, we're on air quotes here. I'm using them. See if you can hear them. Daylight savings time all year round. We lie to ourselves.
Yeah, because our TV and stuff changes, but our time doesn't. But because everybody's time changes where they broadcast TV from, our TV changes.
It's very strange.
So it feels like our time of day changes, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it super does. Like when I want to go over to my mom's to watch wrestling on Mondays, because we go over for supper there. Over there for supper, I should say. I got to go over an hour earlier because wrestling starts an hour earlier.
We get supper an hour sooner.
That's true.
It's not terrible.
I guess.
Anyways, you go and watch Commander's Brew, April 4th, 8 p.m. EST, Battle of the Brews. That's when they're launching it.
They're doing a Commander Showdown of the sickest decks in the land.
Yeah, technically you can't call it a Commander Showdown because that already exists on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, sorry. Battle of the Brews, though, looks actually super hilarious. Andy and Sean at Commander's Brew sent us a little promo clip. It's kind of a bloopers reel, and I mean, they're professional comedians, so of course they're going to be funny when they're making mistakes. And they sent us an intro to Battle of the Brews. Both look very excellent.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So you check that out at some point and give them a big FU from your boys at CCO Nation.
It's all of us. We are collectively CCO Nation. We want to collectively say FU.
To them.
Yeah. Speaking of FU, our Patreon shirts are in.
Yes.
And we have lettering on the sleeves so you can recognize Brando and I that say FU.
And it's spelled right this year.
Well, I mean, spelling is usually interpretation when it's
definitely not relative.
So at MF in Calgary, we and the CCO Dude Bros and a couple others from Saskatoon that we know would be great ambassadors for the nation are going to have our Commander Cookout shirts. Brando got a red one this time.
Yeah.
You got yellow, blue, and red.
Yeah, I like the colors.
Primary color kind of guy. Hey?
Yeah.
I got a purple one.
Weird.
And if you see FUs on the sleeve, that's us.
Or a red one or a ppurple one. Or a yellow one or a blue one.
Yeah, I suppose. That's probably easier to discern that way.
Yeah, I got the bright colors because usually, I mean, I don't know if this is a sweeping generalization of Magic players, but they wear typically gray, brown, black shirts.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a bright yellow t-shirt, you can see me from wherever I am in the building.
That's actually how we found you in GP Vegas, all the time. We just stand up on a chair and look for a yellow shirt. Super fun. If you see us in the shirts, come say hi, jam some games. If you see anybody else in a gray or black Commander Cookout shirt, Give him a big FU.
And kill him first.
Yes. It's probably FU Evan. It's probably FU Jesse. Or it's probably some tryhard that's doing modern that scrubbed out on day one. I'm just throwing that out there. F everybody else that is got a Commander Cookout shirt on. How do you get them? You become a Patreon, or you become a patron on patreon.com/CCOPodcast. We don't have a shirt promo going on right now, but we do have a complimentary holiday themed for St. Patrick's Day card altar. If you sign up at any level, it's free. I'm going to call it free because you're going to get it. I don't even know when St. Patrick's Day is.
Tomorrow.
We're not past it. By the time this episode comes up, it'll be past. But you can still get your St. Patrick's Day altar.
Yes, for the month of March.
Yes,
Yeah.
I suppose. So we're going to have a new promo into April, and we're still going to be doing the arc of Lovable Losers.
Yeah.
Sweet. This is going to be sweet arc, dude.
It's going to be good. Should we wait? No, we have a shout-out to do, and then we can get into the deck.
Yes, we have a new patron shout-out. Shout-out to Travis Pryor. On the CCO Pre-Show, we said that rhymes with crier.
Which makes me assume he's a bad loser. Or maybe even a bad winner.
Yeah, he's just so happy he cries. Or when he dies, he cries. He's a crier.
Yeah.
He must be one of our lovable losers.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Travis. We're calling him a loser on air. I used to feel bad when I call people losers.
But then we started doing this show, and now it's just like, it's a term of endearment. We're bringing it back.
You know what really happened? I worked in HR for like 6 years, and loser was my go-to for people who like got themselves fired because they snorted coke at work. Like
you had one job, and it was to not snort cocaine while you did your job.
Yeah, and you know what? Cocaine is a weird one. Like, I get it's addictive, but there was people that were addicted to hard things that were a result of very damaging circumstances in their life prior to working for the company I was with. So cocaine was probably the least of their worries. or whatever their drug was. Anyways, Travis Pryor, thank you very much, even if you're a crier.
A dire crier.
Oh.
Not as in dying, but as in dire, as in like super serious.
Oh, like DIRE.
Yeah.
Travis Dyer.
The crier.
I can't talk super deep like that today because I got this stupid plug nose.
Travis the dire crier. Excellent. Should we talk about an episode show? Magic deck?
Yes.
Because we're on an episode of our show talking about a magic deck. Should we do that?
Yes, Tana the Bloodsower. She's a 2/2 trampler. When she hits you, you get saplings equal to the damage she deals.
Yes.
Okay. Token deck?
Yes.
Okay. Like sapperling tokens or tokens in general. I think it's kind of a swarm deck, so you just want bodies, right?
Yes. I don't really care what the bodies are composed of as long as they are vanilla and a token.
Okay, well, we'll see what that means. Start with Creech?
We always start with Creech. Now, we usually start doing them alphabetically, either frontwards or backwards. But this week, we're going to switch it up. No, I'm totally lying. We're just going to do them alphabetically.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lying to you. I'm sorry. We're going to do Ant Queen.
5/5 for 5, and you pay 2, and you get a green insect token. I'm just going to say insect or sapperling or plant.
That's fine.
Are they all green? Are all the tokens green?
I believe so. At one point, there were some goblins in here, too. But I think they got cut for just other stuff.
If they're goblins, they're red.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, then. So we have Shitty Sliver Queen.
Yeah, I suppose.
Next up, we have Avengi of Zendi.
Oh, I like your abbreviaties. He's a 5/5 for 7. Enters the battlefield, you get a green plant equal to the land you control.
Yes.
And landfall, all plants get +1/+1.
Counters.
Counters, that's right.
Yeah, super good. Beru, Fist of Krosa. Or Shitty Kamal.
Beru the Fister.
Yeah.
4/4 for 5. When a forest enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Green creatures. They also get trample.
Oh, so it would behoove you to cut the goblins if there are any.
Yeah.
So they all get +1. He's got Grander. You could discard another card named Beru, Fist of Krosa, to whatever. Like, it's not going to happen in this deck, so I don't care.
Yeah, you get an XX Worm if you decide to play that in Modern or whatever.
Yeah, or in your clone deck, and you clone them and then bounce the original one and discard them to the clone.
Right. Caustic Caterpillar.
Now, this is a utility guy, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he's a 1/1 for 1. You pay disenchant mana and sacrifice him to disenchant. That's green 1.
Yes. How about Crater Hoof Behemoth?
Oh, he's gonna hoof you. He's gonna moose stomp you to death.
There we go.
He's a 5/5 for 8 haste. Enters the battlefield. All your creatures get +X and trample, where X is the number of creatures you control.
Hopefully it's lots.
He's just gonna win. He's gonna cast them, win the game. This card is the other reason why Brando says 8 mana wins you the game, because this is what wins you the game.
Yeah, typically when you cast this spell, you're winning the game, and that's pretty cool. How about Grand Warlord Radha?
Yeah, this is a new one from Dominaria. So she is a 3/4 haste for 4. Whenever one or more creatures you control attack, add green or red in any combination, and it doesn't leave your mana pool till the end of turn.
Yeah, so like you attack with 8 guys, you get 8 mana that is either red or green, and then you can use it on your post-combat main phase if you want.
Not terrible.
She's not terrible. I don't like that art, and I don't not like it because she's big, and I don't not like it because of whatever. It's just, she doesn't feel like really the focus of it. Like, she doesn't look special. She looks like a generic person leaning on a sword, standing on a rock in a field. And that's not who I think of when I think of Radha.
Couple things. She's on the left third of the card, which in like photography or art, that's where you put a focus. You don't put them directly in the center. She's standing on a dead dude with a sword in her back.
Looks like a rock.
And she obviously killed him and took his mana, right? It could be a Llanowar elf that she just killed, that she gets his mana.
Maybe.
They both live on Dominaria.
Sure.
And she's super good because when you attack, that ability triggers. So you could like pump that mana into Kamal Fist of Krosa.
Oh, she's a tremendous card. I just don't like the art on it.
I suppose.
Yeah. All right, moving along. Check this out. Look at this guy. Instigator Gang.
This is a werewolf.
Yeah.
That you do not want to flip, right?
Oh, no, you want him to flip, but he's also good when he doesn't flip.
Okay, so he's a 2/3 for 4. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if there were no spells cast last turn, you transform them?
At the beginning of each upkeep, if there's no spells cast last turn, you flip him over.
Sure. It looks like his art looks like Gangs of New York.
It does look like Gangs of New York. I like it. It's like, put him up. Put up your dukes.
Yeah. He looks like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish logo. Transforms into Wild Blood Pact. Trampling 5/5 attacking creatures you control get +3/+0. So you do want it to flip.
Yeah, you want that thing to flip all the time. And when he does, those sapperlings are way more badass than they were before.
Yeah, and at the beginning of each upkeep, if there was 2 spells cast in a turn, you transform them back.
Yeah, so it doesn't stay transformed for very long, but sometimes you can pummel somebody's butthole before
That's okay.
he flips back over. Not a bad card, actually. Next up, we mentioned it before, we have Kamal the Fister.
Yeah, he's a 4/3 for 6. You can pay 1 to make a land into a creature. Great with Crater Hoof. Or you could go green 2 overrun. +3 and trample to your whole team.
You know, good with Radha, good with mana, good in this deck.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Karametra's Acolyte.
That taps for a green for your devotion to green, right?
Yes.
So however many green pips on perms you control is how much mana you get.
It's always at least 1 because she has 1 in her cost. Next up, we have Michaeloth.
Ooh, 4/4 for 5, devour 2. So when he enters the battlefield, you devour 2.
When he comes into play, you can sack creatures, and for each creature you sacrificed, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on him.
Oh yeah, I forgot how devour worked there.
Jesus.
Okay. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a green sapperling into play for each +1 counter on him.
So it's big risk, big reward.
Oh, yeah. You sacrifice 10 guys and he gets 20 counters, and at the beginning of your next upkeep, if nobody removed them, oh, baby.
They're in for a whole world of shit.
I like waiting with Michaeloth until there's like 1 player left, and you don't put him on removal, right? You're like, oh, he's not holding removal up. He's got something in his hand. He's got a creature. He's got something that he thinks is going to win him the game because he already blew all his sweepers. You just sack your whole team to Michaeloth and just wait, right? I love that high risk, high reward type of magic because he's like, play my thing that I was going to try and win with, and then it's back to our turn, and we're like, make 20 dudes die. Yeah.
How about Nemata Grove Guardian?
I love this card. I love this card.
It's a great card.
Arguably.
No, it's a great card.
It's also like shitty Sliver Queen, but it's got an upside. So it's a 4/5 for 6. You pay 3, you get a green sapperling. So it's kind of a shitty rate on a sapperling, but you can do it as many times as you want. No tap. This is the great thing. Sack a sapperling. All other sapperlings get +1/+1 until end of turn.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so with that Michaeloth, if you just made 20 dudes, you could sacrifice like 20 dudes that don't have haste to give your whatever, 5 or 6 saprolings that you had from a turn ago, plus 20, plus 20. Now you're attacking for like 100 damage.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love that card.
All right, how about Oracle of Moldiah?
That lets you play an extra land, and you can play it from the top of your library.
Correct. Plaguemere.
Mana Dork with Infect. Love them. CCO staple.
Psychotropic Thalid.
Yeah, okay. 1/1 for 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on it. Then, if it's got 3 spore counters, you can remove a spore counter. You remove all 3 counters to get a saproling. And you could sack a saproling, pay 1, and draw a card.
That's why it's in there.
That's why it's in there. You don't care about the spore counters and shit. You just want to sack a saproling and draw a card.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you'll get a free saproling out of him if he sticks around for a while, but like, whatever.
You might get your card back out of him if it's like, I don't know, is saproling worth a card? No. Maybe two or 3 saprolings are worth a card.
I think trading a free token for a card is pretty good.
Yeah, it just takes time. So it's not.
Yeah,
I guess if you're not counting time as a resource, then you get a free token out of it.
Yeah, and he's pretty low threat. I think he's pretty low on the threat threshold where people aren't going to be like, oh, I got to kill that Psychotropic Thalid. And even in this deck, it's not broken.
Yeah, I think the only reason he dies is he just gets caught in like the swath of a sweeper.
Yeah.
Right? And at that time, like, when does he get good? I'm using my technical brain on it because I like this card, and I'm thinking, okay, 3 mana that in 3 turns from now will replace the card if you're counting a token as a card. But you can pay your 4th mana to draw a card.
Yes.
Your 5th mana to draw a card. So now it's 5 mana draw 2, your 6th mana draw a 3rd card, and now it's a 6 mana draw 3, replace it with a saproling if it dies. Yeah. 6 mana is when it gets really good because you've drawn 3 extra cards.
Yeah. Also, you could, if you play Bloodsower first and hit once, you can just play or pay 2 and draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, okay.
How about Rada, Heir to Keld?
This is the original Rada. She's holding some dude's head.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's severed or if she's just dragging a whole body behind her.
In my head, she's totally just dragging somebody by their hair.
Yeah, the cosplayer that does the Rada, I don't remember who it is, sorry. She just had a head.
It's harder to probably get somebody who's like, hey, man, I'm going to drag you around by your hair for the whole...
Yeah, like that dude in Vegas who's like, I'm just dressed like this because I lost a bet. You remember that?
Dressed as Jaya Ballard because he lost a bet.
Oh, yeah. 2/2 for red-green. Whenever she attacks, you get red, and you can tap her for a green.
Which is cool.
Yeah, she just gives you mana.
Sakura Tribe Elder.
Also sacks to give you mana.
Sakura Tribe Scout.
Taps to give you a land from your hand into play.
Tendershoot Dryad.
Ooh, I thought this was the Battle Bond one, but it's not. So this is a 2/2 for 5.
Yeah.
Ascend. So if you have 10 or more perms, you have the City's Blessing.
In this deck, you will have 10 or more perms.
Yeah, very quickly. At the beginning of your upkeep.
Each upkeep.
At the beginning of each upkeep. Yeah, so it's just like Verdant Force.
Correct.
Yeah. At the beginning of each upkeep, you make a saproling. And if you have the City's Blessing, saproling creatures you control get +2/+2.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Get a 3/3 every turn. Nothing wrong with that.
That is actually super good, hey?
That's a great card.
3/3 every turn for 5 mana.
Yeah.
Cool.
So good. Next up, we have Thalid.
Yeah. It's a 1/1 for 1. During your upkeep, you get a spore counter. You remove 3 spore counters, get a saproling.
Just there for flavor. I just like that card.
Definitely. Is that the archer playing? The guy that looks like Wolf Girl from Scary Stories again?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the one. I like the one with the mushroom guy with the stick.
I like that one too. And I do have that one as well. But this is just the one that I'm playing. It's from Fallen Empires. How about Thelonite Hermit?
All saps get +1/+1. And when he's turned face up, because he has morph, sure
he does.
You get 4 saprolings.
It's fine.
Do you ever morph them and then turn them up?
If you're a greedy son of a bitch, you do that.
Or if you have a ton of mana from like Rada.
It costs so much. It's 8.
Yeah, 3 face down and then 5 to turn him face up.
That's too much.
Or he just costs 4 for an anthem for your saprolings.
Yeah, which is what he's there for. The other one's just a bonus if you're just mana flooded.
Yeah, that's right.
How about Ulash the Hate Seed?
This used to be like a popular girl commander, hey?
And then he fell way out of favor.
Yeah, it's a 4/4. It's a 0/0/4/4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 for each red creature you control, and a +1/+1 for each green creature you control.
So Tana counts as 2.
Okay. Yeah, and then all your saprolings count as 1. All your plants count as 1. Okay. Yeah. And then you can pay 1, remove a +1 from him, and you can deal 1 damage to target creature, or put a green sapperling into play. So you can cash back out on your sapperlings.
Yeah.
Or you can just kill a creature, like you can kill blockers.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with them. How about Utopia Mycon?
Is this the last Thallid that you play?
I think so.
Or the last fungus that you play, I
only play the 3.
The 3 ones, yeah.
The good ones.
The draw card one, the cheap one, and then this one is a 0/2 for green. You get a spore counter during your upkeep. You can remove 3 to get a sapperling. You can sack a sapperling to add a mana of any color.
Yeah.
That one is good.
That's a good one.
Because you don't give a shit. I'll just sacrifice 8 sapperlings because I have 15 of them.
Yeah.
Crater Hoof.
Yeah.
Because you're still going to win because you still have like 7,
exactly.
8 with the Utopia Mycon, 9 with Crater Hoof, and you're just going to win.
Correct.
So all your guys get +9/+9.
Super good. How about Verdant Force? We talked about him earlier.
7/7 for 8. At the beginning of each upkeep, you get a sapperling.
Vertaloth the Ancient.
Oh, I love this guy too. I always imagine in my head like Vertaloth is married to Nemata. They're just like husband and wife, and all the sapperlings are their kids.
So not do.
Yeah. So he's a 4/7 for 6, kicker of X. All sapperlings and all tree folk, all other tree folk get +1/+1. So your Nemata gets +1/+1.
Neat.
Yeah, I think.
Whatever, we'll say it.
And when he enters the battlefield, you get X 1/1 green sapperlings. Kicker of X, right?
Dig it.
Yeah.
How about Veteran Explorer?
Yeah, this guy, when he dies, everybody searches for 2 basics and puts them into play.
Yeah.
Not tapped.
Yep.
And everybody.
Yes.
But he costs green, so you just run him out on turn 1 and be like, come at me, bro. Everybody will get land, right? Because you want land too.
Yeah, everybody wants ramp. Everybody wants land. I think this is a fun card.
This is definitely a fun card. Yeah.
I play him because you get him on turn 1, and then it just puts everybody ahead in the same spot. It eliminates non-games. It's just a cool card. I just like it.
Yeah, if early game is turns 1, 2, 3, this gets you to the mid game, maybe on turn 2 or 3. Like when somebody's got something that doesn't die when they run into this Veteran Explorer, they'll attack you so they can get into the mid game, right?
Yeah.
I like this one.
It's a fun card. In a fun deck. We haven't really said. This isn't a competitive deck. Just for funsies. Next up, we have Vexing Shusher.
Yeah, this is just a fun deck. You dink.
He's super fun.
Grill Hybrid for 2/2 Goblin Shaman. Can't be countered. Pay Gruul Hybrid. Target spell can't be countered by spells or abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this shuts off counter spells.
Yeah. When you're paying 8 for something, you don't want that shit to get countered.
Certainly not.
So push it through. Lastly, we have a Zertaw Druid.
Last Creech. So red, green, 1/1. Human Druid, not Elf Druid. Huh. Anyways, you tap him for a green, and whenever you tap him for mana, he deals 1 damage to each opponent.
So good.
Yeah. He just gets it. He gets those chip-ins, and he's still giving you mana, right?
Yeah, he does what you want him to do, and he just happens to do some damage also.
It's all about them chip-ins.
All right, you want to talk some instants?
Yeah, there's 3.
There's 3 of them. First one, Fresh Meat.
Fresh Meat. So 4 mana, put a 3/3 green beast creature token onto the battlefield for each creature put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn.
If you're playing a token-based strategy and you know you're going to hit sweepers or you're going to be sacking dudes to make mana with the Utopia Mycon, Fresh Meat is a great card. I wouldn't say auto-include, but it's very strong.
Yeah, what's worst case scenario on this card?
You get Wrathed and you get 10 guys at the end of turn.
Well, you can't put a number on it though, right?
Oh, you get Wrath and you get a bunch of dudes. The worst case scenario is
you get Wrath and then the worst case scenario is you got Wrath and then you drew this and then right, but that doesn't count because you didn't have it in your hand.
Yeah, but if it's in your hand, you're gonna just replace. Your team gets wasted and you get a new team. It's the B team,
and probably it's probably a bigger team if all your 1/1s died.
But all your utility guys also died.
Your Nemata and your Vertaloth and stuff, right?
There's something to be said about that.
Awesome case scenario though is sack your whole board, end of your turn, dude to your right, sack your whole board to draw a bunch of cards, or to Ulash the Hate Seed to get a bunch of blockers out of the way. Fresh Meat, get a whole new big team. On your turn, Crater Hoof.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to at that point though.
Well, sometimes winning more is winning more.
Yeah, sometimes winning more means killing 2 people instead of 1.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, next up we have the Best cycle of 2 cards on 1 card as far as I'm concerned. In Heaven and Earth. Or Heaven to Earth?
Heaven to Earth.
Heaven to
is
Earth.
how these ones were supposed to be finacled. I don't know if that's a word.
If it isn't, it is now, and it's awesome.
Green X. Heaven deals X damage to each creature with flying. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Earth is the sideways version that goes into your graveyard so you can still read it the right way. Red X. And it's a sorcery. That's funny. It changed. Earth deals X damage to each creature without flying. And it's got Aftermath, so you can only cast it from your graveyard.
Right. So you get to nuke all those flying wieners, or you can rock all of the earthbound wieners.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just have to do that. Sometimes you have a big team and you're just not getting through, so F it.
You know what I like is you heavened just to get rid of some big flyer that you couldn't block, and then somebody like Marshall coos you and gets like 7 soldiers, and you're like, yeah, you're an idiot, Earth.
Yeah.
Remember when I had that heaven in there and you see it sideways in my graveyard? Yeah. Eat a bag.
So good. Last instant, Sprout Swarm.
Sprout Swarm. Yeah, this was like, actually, this one's good.
This is a cool card.
This is a cool card. And I love the picture. Like, they're overpopulating that rock, so that one guy's like, let's get out of here.
And he's like flying away. He's a little glider. And he's like,
he's just jumping, dude. He's like, I got to get out of here. I gotta break the mold. Tally ho. So it's green 1, and it's got Convoke, so you can tap creatures to help pay for it. It's got Buyback, so you can tap creatures to pay the buyback as well.
And you'll have creatures.
Yeah. So what do you get? You get a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. You tap 5 Saprolings to get a 6th one. And you can just keep casting and casting and casting. At some point, like, you can go infinite with this, right?
If you have an Intruder Alarm and 5 creatures, this is just... infinite guys.
We don't in this deck.
But in theory, you could do that.
Intruder Alarm also goes infinite with Nemata Grove Guardian, FYI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why you need that mono blue partner commander, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do some sorceries. Let's do reverse alphabetical order for these ones.
Whoa.
Let's switch it up. Triumph of the Hordes.
Oh, you just wanted to go right to this one.
I sure did.
Okay, green 2. Creatures get infect, trample, and +1/+1. This wins you the game as often as Crater Hoof does.
Absolutely it does. Shatterstorm.
Destroys all artifacts. Important. They can't be regenerated.
Yes.
4 mana.
Overrun.
This one wins you the game too. Lots of ways to win.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have lots of dudes. 5 mana, +3 to your team, trample.
Hunting Wilds.
Ooh, weird one. Time Spiral. Planar Chaos, right?
Planar Chaos.
So green 3, kicker of green 3. Search your library for 2 forests. Put them into play tapped. Okay. If you paid the kicker cost, untap all forests that came into play this way, and they become 3/3 green creatures with haste. Weird.
That's a strange one. Honestly, I think that I meant to put in Life and Limb instead of that. And I just haven't switched it yet. Life and Limb is another, I think it's an enchantment for...
Green 3, just like this one.
Yeah, and all forests are Saprolings, and all Saprolings are forests.
Also goes infinite with Intruder Alarm and Nemata.
Yeah, super good. Hull Breach.
Green red. This is sorcery, man. Like, come on. I wish this was an instant. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
So it's destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or do both.
Shitty Decimate.
Yeah, speaking of which.
Decimate.
Destroy artifact, creature, enchantment, land.
My favorite card. Creeping Corrosion.
This is green Shatterstorm, except they can regenerate.
Which is crap, but still neat.
It's fine.
How about Calming Verse?
Calming Verse. There was just a big Twitter discussion with you and I think Dana Roach and Josh Lee Kwai about enchantment removal or mass enchantment removal. This is green 3, destroy all enchantments you don't control. Then if you control any untapped land, destroy all enchantments you control. Now, just here's the thing. With Life and Limb, non-bow, because then you have to tap all your Saprolings or else you lose your Life and Limb.
Yes.
So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
But that one's good.
But this deck has enough alternative ways to make mana where tapping out isn't as scary as with some other decks. You can tap out and still have tricks.
Yeah, and when you're only packing 3 instants, and you don't have a ton of activated abilities, like you got Nemata, cool.
Yeah, you get Kamal.
You got Kamal, but
that's fine.
It is what it is.
Lastly, we have Bestial Menace.
This one is like, why are you playing this, man?
Because it makes vanilla tokens, dude.
Vanilla tokens, that's right. So it's green 3. You get a 1/1 snake, you get a 2/2 wolf, you get a 3/3 elephant.
And the picture's awesome.
Yeah, it has a snake, a wolf, and an elephant.
It looks like they're going to drop the maddest rap album of 2019.
Yeah.
And they're coming out of a Pokeball. It's awesome.
They actually are.
That's a good ass card with art on it anyway. Let's do some enchants. Should we go frontwards or backwards this way?
Frontwards. I like the first 3 that I'm looking at.
All right. Beastmaster's Ascension.
Ooh, 3-drop. Whenever you attack with a creature, it gets a counter. And as long as it's got 7 or more counters, all your dudes get +5.
Everybody knew that was in there.
Yep.
Doubling Season.
Everybody knew this was in here. Doubles all your tokens.
Fires of Yavimaya.
3 mana, green, red, 1. Gives your team haste and +2 if you sacrifice it to a dude. Who cares about that part?
I'm actually thinking about cutting it.
For the Rhythm of the Wild, probably.
Possibly, but because all of your creatures come in post-combat, so them having haste isn't as critical as you kind of think.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I might cut this for just a way to make Tana bigger or better.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's something that you gain through experience with the deck. Like, why do I care? Right? Well, it turns out I don't care if they have haste. Right?
Yeah, I don't give a shit if they have haste.
Yeah. The only thing that you'd care about them having haste for is your Mycoloth. Because you get a whole schwack of them all at one time during your upkeep.
Touché. How about Gaia's Anthem?
That gives all your creatures +1/+1.
Growing Rights of Itlamok.
You look at your creatures, you flips, you get a Gaia's Cradle.
It's a Gaia's Cradle.
That.
In the Web of War.
Ooh, yeah, this one.
And if you're going to give somebody haste.
I think that this one's good. Okay, so red 3. Have we ever played this before? Yeah, we had to have.
We must have.
Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn.
Yeah.
So, I guess the question then becomes, how much redundancy do you want at the give everything haste slot? And sometimes, just as importantly, at what slot in the mana curve do you want it to be at? Because you've got it at 1 in Mass Hysteria. You've got it at 3 in Fires of Yavimaya, Rhythm of the Wild, Fervor. You got it at 5 in Web of War. Where do you want it? How much do you want it?
I think this is why I kind of want to cut Fires. Because this one's good and it gives haste until end of turn as opposed to just giving them haste. And that actually is important.
Really?
Yes.
In what scenario?
In 2 cards, it will become
very I know
relative.
Yeah, okay.
All right, the next card is Colony Heart Expedition.
It's an enchantment for 2, landfall. You get a counter on it. When it's got 3 counters, you sack it for 2 basics.
Yes, sir. And here is the one. This is actually the card that made me want to build the deck.
This is just the worst.
I didn't build around Tana. I built around Merganda Petroglyphs.
Green 3, enchantment. Creatures with no abilities get +2/+2. So when your guy loses haste at the end of turn, he gets bigger.
Yeah, so he doesn't lose his power. He loses some toughness, but he has haste. And then at the end of your turn, when haste goes away, they're giant still.
Not terrible.
It's not the worst. And with all the vanilla tokens and stuff, your guys are bigger. Most of your opponents are probably playing value creatures that have stuff, right? So it's not going to really...
Life and Limb is a non-bo with that too, because your green Saprolings now have tap to add green.
Yeah, balls, life, and limb.
Yeah, balls, life, and limb.
Yeah, hell with it. All right, next card. This card is a house, and everybody should at least own one.
Yeah, graveyard removal, man. That's super important.
And
right?
this is a good one in Night Soil.
Green. You pay 1 and remove 2 creatures in any graveyard, and you get a Saproling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like reanimating? Well, F your target and F your next target.
Yeah, never mind. You like reanimating. You like getting green creatures back, like with Regrowth and Eternal Witness. You like you got to remove a creature from a graveyard, right?
It has to be creatures.
Yeah.
Not as hard as you think.
No, but white can reanimate, black can reanimate, red's got anger, blue's got wonder, and Snapcaster, because you're going to play Snapcaster in Simic decks to continuously flash back powerful spells off of your Eternal Witness, right? That card's good.
It's a great card. Parallel Lives.
That's Doubling Season Light, gives you an extra token.
Path of Discovery.
What? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. And that is to reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1 counter on the creature.
And then you can put the card back or bin it.
Yeah, late game land, bin it.
That's tremendous when you have lots of creatures coming into play at the same time. It's going to get all your dead draws out of the way.
Oh, yeah, because you can explore like with your Mycoloth example, you could explore like 10 times and just get everything out of the way.
Yeah.
And make your dudes bigger, not your Mycoloth bigger.
Yes.
The dudes that came in.
Correct.
What if you could put it wherever you wanted?
Ooh.
You can't though.
No, I wish you could. But yeah, Path of Discovery is a cool card. Rites of Flourishing.
This lets everybody draw an extra card, play an extra land. This goes along with your Veteran Explorer in the casual fun deck to get people into that mid-late game.
Yep.
And also to politicalize yourself.
Yeah, 100% there for goodwill and making the game more fun for everybody.
I love when that card's out, dude. It's everybody gets to do what they want to do. Draw cards and play land. There's nothing better.
Exactly. How about Shared Animosity?
Yeah, whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking creature that shares a type with it.
Sapperlings, baby. Ooh.
Yeah, saps. That's not terrible.
Lastly, we have a Verdant Embrace.
So that is Verdant Force. During each upkeep, you get a Sapperling, but it's an enchant creature that gives the enchanted creature +3/+3, and it costs 5.
Super good. All right, let's do some artifacts real quick. Bow of Nylea.
Oh, yeah, real quick. Give me the novel. And the next one's a novel, too. Attacking creatures you control have Death Touch. You can go green, 1, tap, choose 1. You get a +1 on target creature, 2 damage, target creature with flying, gain 3 life, or put 4 cards onto the bottom of your library from your graveyard.
This won me a game last week.
Yeah, because you got to re-library your graveyard.
I got my Expropriate back.
Yeah. Oh, jeeps.
I've only cast that card once, and it totally won me the game.
That's what that card does.
Excellent. Druidic Satchel.
3 mana. Pay 2. Tap. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature, you get a 1/1 Sapperling. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield. If it's a non-creature, non-land, gain 2 life.
It's neat.
Yeah, and then you just put the card back. Like, you just reveal it. That's all you do.
It's cool with Oracle of Moldiah, too.
Because then you can tell, yeah.
It's like, look at this creature. I'm going to pay 2. I'm going to get a Sapperling. Or I'm going to gain 2 life. Or I'm going to put that land into play.
Yeah, if you just want the land and you care about getting a Sapperling, like Oracle, you just play the land off the top of your deck. It's another land. I'll play that one too. Oh, look, it's a creature. I'll make a Sapperling.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's cool. Gruul Signet.
Gruul Signet.
Hazoret's Monument.
Ooh. Red creature you control cost, or red creature you cast cost 1 less. Is there red creatures? Just Tana.
Just Tana. Well, there's Tana and there's like Rata, Warlord, and Ulash the Hate Seed.
Okay, whatever. You play it for the other thing. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Ooh.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you're playing lots of creatures.
We're also playing Ronos' Monument.
That is green creatures cost 1 less, so that's great. And whenever you cast a green creature, target creature you control gets +1 or +2/+2 and trample.
Usually target Tana to get the extra Sapperlings.
Yeah.
Now here's the house of the deck. I super like this card.
Oh, man.
And I know this is terrible, but it's also really good with that pirate that makes a monkey.
Wait, which? Oh, I understand what you did here.
Hero's Blade.
Ooh, I actually really love this card too.
It's a great card.
I got a foil one if you need.
I do.
I think I have a foil one is what I mean.
I'll trade you the foil one for the card that's in my pocket.
Is it a credit card?
No, it's an actual Magic card.
And it's in your sweaty, dirty pocket?
It's in a hard sleeve. It's fine.
Okay. That wasn't okay to the trade. I'm thinking about that one. It's a 2-drop equipment. It equips for 4. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach Hero's Blade to it. It equips for free to a legendary, and it may equip for free. So you don't have to move it if you cast a different legendary creature.
Correct.
But it on 2, Tana on, 3 or 4.
And now she's a 5/4 instead of a 2/2.
And then you get more Sapperlings.
That's right.
Sweet.
Super secret tech. I realized this the other day when I was going through my Norn deck. Really good with, what's her name? The monkey that makes a Rataban token. Because the monkey's legendary. So when you swing in with your girl, you can attach the Hero's Blade to the monkey. Instead of doing 2, it does 5.
Yeah.
It's super good.
Kari Zev?
Yes.
Kari Zev and Ragavan.
So
and Hero's Blade. I thought that you were pointing to like hidden gem superstar of the deck, this card.
Sarpadian Empires Volume 7?
That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, dude.
So when it enters a battlefield, I love how as Sarpadian Empires Volume 7 is italicized in the text box.
Because it's a book title.
Yeah. It's a card title on the text box.
It's also italicized in the card title. Because it's a book title.
Oh,
that's how it works.
When it enters a battlefield, choose White Citizen. blue Camerid, black Thrall, red Goblin, or green Sapperling. Okay, so you've paid 3 mana and chosen a color and creature type.
Yes.
Okay. 3, tap. Put a 1/1 creature token of the chosen type onto the B.
There you go. Makes a sapperling. Or a goblin.
Whatever you want.
Or a
That is so
Camerid.
excellent.
That's the
yeah,
best.
man. There's like crab people that took over when after the Brothers' War, when everything was flooding and the Camarids were like coming in to take over. Yeah, it's
Magic
cool.
is awesome. Skull Clamp.
Equip a Sapperling, draw 2 cards.
Tenzo Godo's Maul.
Equip creature gets +1/+1. As long as it's legendary, it gets +2/+2. As long as it's red, it gets trample. So Tana gets trample, and +2/+2.
3. Because it gets +1/+1 for it being equipped. Then if it's legendary, it gets +2/+2 again. And then as long as it's red, it gets trample.
Oh, an additional +2/+2.
Yeah.
So it gets +2. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
That's cool. Also, the picture is giant. It looks like a big ball of hair on a chain.
With nails driven through it because it's rolled tighter than Bob Marley's dreadlock.
That's a good one.
Ugh,
Last artifact.
bet you it
Last.
stinks. Gross.
Oh, Trailblazers boots.
I like this include, man. This is a good card. 2 and 2 to equip. Equip creature has non-basic land walk.
Now, really think about this, everybody. How many times does this not say equipped creature is unblockable?
Oh, it always says
It
that.
always says that.
And if it doesn't say that to one person at the table, it says that to the other 2 people at the table,
It
and you
sure
just
does.
hit them
Exactly.
because you don't care. You just want to get Sapperlings, right?
Yeah. Just get her in there, get your sapperlings, get out.
Let you get them Tana chip-ins, if you will.
That's the deck. There's no real special lands. I'm playing your kind of generic.
Oh, you know
roll.
what? In the budget section, I do have some quabs with the mana base. Maybe we'll move to that after a couple quick things I wanted to note about the deck.
Sure.
I wanted to rag on you because you're not playing a Sol Ring.
That's an actual like weird oversight on my part.
Just a blatant oversight.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
didn't have it. I could probably cut that Evolving Wilds or whatever and put a Sol Ring in instead.
Yeah, how many land do you play? 36?
36.
It's
38.
It's 35 and 30.
That's 36, yeah.
36. 3.58 converted mana cost. I don't know. Can you cut a land?
Nah, I'll just probably just cut that ramp spell and put a Sol Ring in.
Oh, yeah, that shitty ramp spell that makes your dudes into...
Yeah, just get rid of that. Don't put Life in the Limb in. Put in Sol Ring. Easy enough.
Okay, that's fine. I was just gonna say my note says no Sol Ring. You're wrong. I thought you were gonna say no. I just didn't want to put it in. You know what I like about the deck is you've got a ton of early game plays that you want to play in the early game. You know, you see a deck. It's like there's 28 2-drops, but a lot of them are like Counterspell or Cyclonic Rift, or there's like 15 1-drops, but they're Path and Swords and Vendetta and all these 1-drops that you don't know when you're actually going to cast.
Yeah.
So late game, they might eat into your mana where you should be spending your 8 mana to win the game, but you got to leave a mana up till you have 9 to kill something and cast your 8 mana spell.
Yeah, balls that.
This deck has like 10 things on turn 2 that you actually want to be playing.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a ton of card draw, not a ton of removal, but I mean, this deck doesn't want a ton of removal because it's going to have more things just to throw in front of blockers, right?
Yeah, just block.
Yeah. There's 15 rocks and rituals and stuff, and you've got like those ratas that give you mana. Like, there's lots of ways to make mana, so.
Yeah, the deck can make a bunch of mana real quick. It doesn't maybe look like it at first, but once you actually sit down with some kind of a board state, you'll eventually just like, holy Jesus, what am I going to
Yeah.
What am I going to do with
two
this?
ratas, a Zerta, whatever his name is, the Karametra's Acolyte. That's fine.
Yeah, there's lots.
Yeah. Strengths and weaknesses?
Strengths and weaknesses.
Okay. Early game jam. I just touched on that.
Yep.
I like it.
Lots going on there.
And it doesn't feel like it's a try-hard competitive early game, get out quickly and kill somebody type deck.
Certainly is not.
It's just got jam, and then that jam is going to create value for you down the road with your Thalids and Tana and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a casual deck that plays casually.
Okay. Speaking of casual, late game aggro jam. Yeah, so we've got Crater Hoofs and Shared Animosities and stuff like that is going to help us like force it in.
It just that now that everybody's thinking, oh yeah, he's just casual swinging for he's swinging for 7, swinging for 8. That's not that bad. And then all of a sudden at the end, you're just throwing dirty ass bombs, and it's awesome.
good utility land package. So this isn't what I was going to touch on, but I'm going to touch on it now anyways. Kessig Wolf Run, Mosswort Bridge. What's the other one?
Oran Reef the Vastwood.
Oh yeah, gives a +1 to something, and Colony Garden gives you a 0/1 plant token.
Yeah.
It goes along with your Avenger Zendikar. There's lots of ways to tie in to your land package there to give you some more advantage in a token deck. Nothing that's going to be game breaking.
Yeah, I'm not playing anything crazy, but it's there.
It's good. Well, you know what? If you got lots of mana, it never hurts to give something trample with your Kessig Wolf Run.
Hell yeah, especially if that trample is going to equal you getting more dudes.
Yeah, even Kessig Wolf Run, like red, green, X = 0, target my Mycoloth to give it +0/+0 and trample.
Yeah.
That's fine if it's like a 20/20.
It's not terrible at all.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Okay. Board advantage without drawing a ton of cards. You got your Skull Clamp and stuff, but you're not drawing a whole bunch of cards. And because you're not drawing a whole bunch of cards and you're playing an aggro creature deck, token deck, moving over to the weaknesses, it bends over to sweepers late game if you can't draw those cards.
Yes.
Right?
The rebuild is actually fairly quick if you have a couple of equipments or specifically the Hero's Blade, and you can get Tana back and get her swinging again. The rebuild doesn't take as long as with some other decks that have the same problem, but it is an issue.
Yeah, like you cast Tana on 3 off a Mana Dork, like on turn 3, and then she dies like on turn 5 or 6, and you go to cast her again and she dies again to another sweeper. It's like late game, my commander is going to cost me 8, and she's going to give me 2 Saprolings that do nothing because like somebody removed my Skull Clamp because it was the best artifact on the table.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough, right?
It's tricky sometimes, yeah.
Talked about the early game jam. There's nothing super threatening,
No.
right? There's no huge mana package, which is fine because you don't want the deck to cost $1,000.
Right.
And there's no I don't know, something what's crazy game breaking like early game. I don't know.
Nothing. There isn't anything. This deck is fair. Like, it gets it done on the board, and it's pretty out in your face. It's pretty fair, I think.
Yeah, it's a fair deck. When you're talking about like 60 and 4 formats, people say like, oh yeah, there's combo decks and then there's fair decks.
Yeah.
It's a fair deck.
It's a fair deck.
Okay, last weakness. This is the one I wanted to touch on the land base. Why tie up expensive land cards in a 2-color deck? You've got a Taiga in there. You've got a Stomping Ground. You've got a Wooded Foothills. You've got like $400 worth of land cards there that would either be better served in 3 or 4 color deck or just in cash value to build another deck.
Because I own them.
Oh.
I have them, and like, why own a card if you're not going to play it? Honestly, like, if a Taiga in your binder is, I'm not going to sell it.
Sitting there and you're not going to sell it?
Yeah, I'm not going to sell it. So
Jam it.
I'll just play it.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay.
Yeah, there's no point in owning those cards if you're not going to play them.
I like them. You know what? I'm thinking about that for Magic Fest Calgary. I'm thinking about trading in a bunch of expensive stuff that I have 2 of. It's like, why do I have this in my trade binder or box? Like, I can't say that I can't afford a Mox Diamond because I have like $500 worth of trade-in value.
Yeah, I did that with my trades just last week. I traded for a Box Topper Cavern of Souls.
Yeah, you traded a bunch of surgicals, right? Surgical extraction?
Just one.
What?
Just
one?
Just one, and then some chaff. Like, not chaff, but like just some other modern stuff.
Random
like
shit that you weren't playing.
Yeah, I was never going to play it. It was just sitting in my trade binder for years. I was like, you know what? I want this piece of bling. I'm gonna trade for it, and I did.
Come get some. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think that's a Jason Alt thing. He says you can't say that you can't afford stuff if you've got a trade box or binder full of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. You got 1,000 of those gain life lands, and you trade them into wherever at 10 cents a pop. You got like $100.
That's the truth.
Go buy yourself something.
Yeah. Get something neat.
Get something for $70 and get yourself a case of beer to go with it.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Dude.
Now you're speaking my language.
Okay, well, you know what? That's good to get into the budget section here.
One more strength. We talked about this a little bit off the air. We should probably mention this too. One of the things about Tana and a token strategy is a lot of the times when you're playing token strategies, you need a whole bunch of stuff that generates tokens.
Oh, yeah.
Which takes up a ton of space in your deck, right? You got to play all these funguses. You got to play all these things that double the counters on your funguses. You got to play blah. With Tana, you just need Tana. And then you can play stuff that abuses the Saprolings because she just is your token generation.
Yeah, she just makes them.
You're always on your token generation. So if you're drawing things that work with your tokens instead of things that make tokens, you're fine because you still have a token generator.
Yeah, and
always available.
You know what
to
I
you.
like about the deck is your token generators move up your mana curve. So Tana on turn 3 or 4, then you've got like your, what is it, bestial whatever, the snake, wolf, elephant,
or your Verdant Embrace.
Your Verdant Embrace on the next turn, your or your Michaeloth if you just want to sacrifice like 2 dudes to give it +4/+4.
Yeah.
And then your Vertaloth or Nemata, and then your Kamal the Fister, and it's like, okay, I'm down now because I got like 6 creatures and 2 tokens, or 4 creatures and 6 tokens.
Yeah.
And I'm going to overrun next turn. And all I had to do was play my commander and then curve out.
Very nice.
Right? Like that's easy. It frees up lots of slots to be able to just curve out and kill somebody.
It lets you play more fun stuff that you want to play.
Yeah.
And that's neat about Tana.
Okay, I got this. Budget, potential cuts or suggestions or whatever. Why no artifact mutation? It's red, green, destroy target artifact. I think it's an instant. You get Saprolings equal to the converted mana cost.
I have one, and I don't know. I could play it as a Hull Breach.
You got Hull Breach in here. Hull Breach is a sorcery. It lets you get 2 things, but I think the trade-off for just getting an artifact is that you get like maybe 5, 6 Saprolings out of it.
That's pretty good.
Or 1 Saproling if you get like a Sol Ring or like a Skull Clamp. But I mean, that's probably okay.
It's not terrible. Yeah, I dig that.
That's worst case scenario. You get a 1-drop.
Super dig that.
Okay. I like crop rotation in this deck as well. Or anything that lets you just find land cards.
Like a exploration map or whatever?
Yeah, exploration map or Sylvan Scrying or crop rotation lets you find land cards just so you can find Kessig Wolfrun.
Yeah.
Just to kill somebody. So you're like, sack my forest to crop rotation, Kessig Wolfrun, dump 10 mana into it, kill you.
Pretty good.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
I don't even count that as a tutor. I count it as like a ramp spell. Even though it's not a ramp spell, it costs you a card and then you get a land, but it costs you a land too. So it's like, it's mana neutral, but it's card negative, right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
But you end up being awesome.
And I also like finding with maybe like a crop rotation is a blighted woodland because it lets you find 2 land cards. And if you find 2 forests with your Beru Fister,
yeah, your dudes get bigger with trample.
yeah, so it turns a land card or a ramp card in crop rotation into a land into a pump spell.
Super good.
It's cool, right?
Yeah, that's why Barrow's in there. It's awesome.
What's the other one that you like? The find 2 land card, Myriad Landscape.
Yes.
The same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Last one, Xenagos the Reveler Planeswalker. Xena Planeswalker.
Yeah, adds a mana for each creature I control.
Yeah. If for his plus ability, you get a red or a green for each creature you control, and his minus makes a Satyr token with no abilities.
Cool, yeah.
Not terrible.
I dig that. And I remember what his last ability does, but it sucks. So
yeah, who cares? I didn't even read it. I just read those first ones. I was like, hey, that goes in this deck. It costs like 4 mana.
This deck also begs for a Perforos. But I don't want to be that guy that plays Perforos in every deck. I already play Decimate in every deck. So that's why that's why Perforos isn't in here. So there's no swing with Tana, deal 5, get 5 guys, deal 10 to everybody. That would be awesome, but not what I'm trying to do here.
Should we do Card of the Week?
You mean Card of the Week?
Yes. What do you got? Your deck, your actual deck in real life. What do you got?
This week, I'm actually going to go with Beru Fist of Krosa. And that might sound super narrow, but I think that he goes good in virtually any deck that's green and plays creatures. I'll reread him if you have forgotten who that is. He is a 4/4 for green 3 legendary creature human druid. Whenever a forest comes into play, green creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn. So it works good in this deck with all the Saprolings, or if you're playing a deck that has green creatures in it, it just works well, especially if you're ramping, which is something green does. And if you want to pick one up, it's a cool Future Sight card. It's got Grandeur, F that ability. It's 71 American cents or 72 Canadian dollars because the exchange rate is garbage. If you want a really cool foil one, the commander tax on that is exceptionally high. It's 8 American dollars or 736 million Canadian dollars.
It's like a 10 times foil multiplier on 70 cents.
Yeah.
So it's like, or 72 cents or whatever you said.
Yeah, so but it's a cool card, and I think that you don't see very many of him. You don't see him very often.
I have exactly one in my shitty box that I'm probably going to trade in. Looks like I'm going to get 20 cents for it. Dang it.
Maybe you should paint him and auction him off on Facebook.
Ooh, good plug. Thanks.
No
Big
problem.
shout out to everybody who's been bidding. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, moving to the milk list. As per EDHREC.com.
Everybody loves the milk list.
Yeah, dude. This is the most popular cards at each converted mana cost slot from, what do we got today? From 1 to 13 only.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. This shouldn't surprise us. We do the Gruul list like every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We should just memorize it.
Okay, so what do we got today? We're doing Gruul, or as the kids say,
Shitty Angry Omnath.
yeah. At the 0-drop slot, most popular card, Ever-Flowing Chalice.
Nope.
That's a 1-drop slot, Sol Ring.
No.
You're actually not. Whoops. Okay, well, what about the next two? Llanowar Elf and Elvish Mystic.
No and no.
Yeah, they're functional, let's call them functional reprints. You're not playing either of them. 2-drop slot, Sakura Tribe Elder.
I do have that one.
Yeah, and Girl Signet, but we're not counting that one. So just one milk list match thus far. 3-drop slot, Cultivate.
Nope.
Explosive Veg at 4.
Nope.
Shamanic Revelation at 5.
Nope.
Rishkar's Expertise at 6.
Nope.
Avenger Zendi at 7.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's 2. Big Daddy Buttsex Terastodon at 8.
Nope.
Oh, Crater Hoof is number 2 at 8. That would have been a... Dang. Blasphemous Act at 9.
Nope.
Primal Surge at 10.
Nope.
World Spine Worm at 11.
Nope.
Galta at 12.
Nope.
Emrakul the Promised End at 13.
Nope.
2 milk list matches.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Excellent.
Okay. Last bit. We got the spicy calculator.
The spice calculator. Now, we mentioned at the top of the show, this might be a little wonky because Tana is such a loser that they just assume over at EDHREC.com that you're going to play her with somebody else.
Yeah, and you know what? Because she's like such a great value generator, she gets paired with Timna a lot, Tana and Timna. So you can get red, green, black, white, and there are some crazy good competitive EDH staples on the EDHREC list.
Yeah.
You're not playing those.
No, I'm not playing any of those.
Yeah, most of them are black and white because they go with the Timna version of this deck.
Yes.
So your uniqueness rating, like cards different than the stock page on EDHREC.com, I'm going right there. 51 cards different.
Yeah, baby.
You're like not playing any of them. There's like the dude that if you have the City's Blessing, you get a Saproling, gives +2/+2.
Yeah.
That one's in there. There's a couple other Saproling cards like that are in there, and a couple removal cards and like a Gruul Signet.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay. So popularity on EDHREC.com. This is the 20th commander in Gruul down the list.
She is the first modern card frame creature. Like, she's below Stang.
She's the last modern card frame. She's the when you're going up from the bottom, everything below her is like vanilla from Legends.
Yeah, vanilla 9/9. And then the one we were talking about earlier, Tuknir Deathlock.
Yeah.
That was the one that we did when it had 0 lists. It has 7 now. One of them is ours.
Very excellent. So she got 30 lists. Tana, it's a she?
I'm sure she's a she.
That sounds like a she. Mind you, we shouldn't assume. Tana has 30 lists. Cool. Average converted mana cost to your list, 3.58. That is pretty good.
It's pretty casual.
Critical turn, I don't know. What do you think? 5? Like you land your Michaeloth, next turn it's like kill it, or I'm just going to take the game over?
Yeah. I
Or
think that's
what
fair.
else do you get on 5 that is like that?
Nothing. You get Tana swinging in there. Presuming that you've played something that makes Tana difficult to block and or bigger, you can just swing. And eventually that value will build up to a point where your Saprolings can just swarm and murder somebody.
Okay, so you get like your Hero's Blade or an Anthem or something to pump Tana so you can swing in on turn, so you can play her on turn 3 or 4, swing on turn 4 or 5, and you clamp, fill your hand back up. Like, yeah. I'm going to say critical turn 5.
It's pretty good.
Okay. Big games, little games, where you want this?
I would say medium. Little games, she's too slow. Big games, there's too many sweepers. So I think that like 4 or 5 is right where you want to play this one. Because she's casual enough where nobody's going to target you really. And, you know, the average Wrath number is okay.
Okay. Well, you punch it all in with your 51 uniqueness rating, gives you a spiciness of 71.
Yes!
That is really good because you're not playing Tana Timna or Tana Thrasios.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I played something that's fun.
Yeah.
And look, I'm getting rewarded for it with a fun deck. Yes.
That is super important. That kind of sounds like a final thought of the day. Let's run over our giveaway and shout out to Commander's Brew one more time. Battle of the Brews, April 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Run over the giveaway.
All right, that's where you can check out Commander's Brew. They have generously built a list. Is it specifically for our show?
No, it was for one of their shows. I think I forgot to mention at the top of the hour. Episode 162 of Commander's Brew is Alesha who smiles at artifacts list. Very recurring artifacty, very CCO. I like it.
Very ours. You can listen to that episode. You can win us. You can drop them a comment. Hey, CCO sent us an FU. Get them. You can also follow us, like us, share us, destroy the like button on any of the social media platforms on which we currently reside, and you will be entered in to win a deck built by Commander's Brew. For complete details and all of that, check out CommanderCookout.com. It's all there on the giveaways page. As far as this deck goes, she is a lovable loser. I built her because I thought she would be fun, and it turns out she really, really is. If you look at the tapped out page, minus all the expensive land and the foils, the deck could probably cost $28 for you to build, and I promise you it's a great time, and you always have game in every game that you play, which is pretty cool and something that I think decks like this really need to do.
Just a quick shout out to next week. If you like $28 decks, next week's deck was $28 until I put in like 2 expensive cards. And nice. Wait until you see it. It is awesome.
It's going to be excellent because that is what the Arc of the Lovable Losers, patron suggestion, has been delivering to us and to you, and we'll be back to keep it rolling on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!